So these are all the parts. As you can see in here, this is a 6-inch stovepipe, and what I have in here is a simple T, one-piece T. You can see that I managed to squeeze in there, just managed to fit it in there. It was a little tight. These holes I cut with a Dremel tool with a metal cutting bit on the Dremel. It took a little time, and I went through probably about 5 little cutting discs on the Dremel to get this done, but it did the job. I'm not trying to engineer a aircraft here or anything. So on this side, on one of the sides, I got this little extension. So you may be wondering, why do I have two burn inputs on this? And I didn't really know why. I just thought it would be cool, and I thought maybe I could double feed it, or instead of feeding it just top down, I could feed it sideways, and I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. I mean, maybe I don't want 2 inputs on both sides. So you know, I did buy these little caps so I can seal the ends off, and also obviously seal the top of this down tube. So we have those options, and then of course this is a 24-inch piece of stovepipe over here. You can see I had to cut a hole in the top here. It's beginning to rain. And then I have this reducer because the meth lab, if you guys watched my previous videos, my little shelter shack, which is called the meth lab, I have 4-inch stove tube in the meth lab, which I'm going to use to duct out and get the smoke out of there. So that's why I've reduced it from 6 to 4 over here, and that's what will head up into the roof and out. So anyways, it's starting to rain here. I'm going to put this back together again, and I'll show you once again what it looks like once I've got it together, and once it's sealed up with the stove cement. And then, like I mentioned, I'll be throwing the perlite in there. This is a 4 cubic feet of perlite here. It cost me $15 for this entire bag. Obviously I can't use it all, but you know, I'm sure there's other projects I can use it in. So anyway, let's get going. Alright, hey guys and gals, greetings and salutations. It's Off-Grid Warrior. Here I am on my little off-grid hideaway property, and what I have here is the finished product, my twist on a rocket stove. I basically cobbled this together with a Dremel and a cutting disc is the only tool I used in making this. And you've already seen the pieces that went into this little build. Today we get to fire this rocket stove up. It's a virgin rocket stove, and we get to break it in, and you get to watch that break in. So fingers crossed, this is either going to be awesome, it's going to suck, or it's not going to work. Well, it's probably going to work, but we'll see whether it works well or not. So right now I'll give you a little show, a little close-up, so you can see, get a little closer and see what I've done here. After that we'll be chopping some wood and getting it in there and seeing how this works. So fingers crossed, let's do this. Okay, so a little close-up. There you can see what this is. Galvanized garbage can for $14.99. That's a 6-inch stove piping that you see there. Has a little cap on over here. Let's get that off. Little cap. Right, on this side we have an elbow, 90 elbow going into a T. Once again, little cap here. And this is a swivel elbow. The only reason why I got this as opposed to a solid elbow that doesn't swivel is this is all I had in stock when I was shopping for chimney pipes. So that's why that's in there. And then of course inside here 6-inch core going up, and then between the actual core and the trash can, I've got perlite in there. And let me tell you, that perlite, once you start compressing it and pounding it down to get it in there, that stuff compresses pretty well. So you know, if you're buying some perlite to do something similar in this, get the biggest bag you can, because you'll definitely use it once you start compacting the perlite down into the drum or whatever it is you're using. So inside here you can see this is just really an afterthought to turn this into some kind of water heater experiment. What I have in here is a very short coil. This is 3/8 copper tubing. I probably should have gone 1/2 inch, but they didn't have the 1/2 inch when I was shopping for piping. So what I have here, I think this was a 20 foot of 3/8 copper tubing, which I coiled around the chimney core, and I did the ice method of coiling that. Basically what you do is you, in order to coil it around something, you get some fill it with water, fill the coil with water, put it in the freezer, let it freeze solid overnight, take it out, and at that point that's when you slide it onto whatever tubing you're using, and you start doing the round and round and round you go, while it has the ice in. Obviously that ice in the tubing is going to prevent it or help this pipe from crimping or buckling as you're turning it, because you know, copper piping is fairly flexible, and you know, it has a habit of you know, crimping and buckling when you start manipulating it. So the ice prevents that from happening, and it worked pretty well for me. I didn't get any buckles or anything. Worked pretty good. So right, going up, what I've done here at the top is I've put this little reducer in here. This is going from the 6-inch to 4-inch, and inside my little winter shelter shack, aka the meth lab, that's just a joke, by the way. I don't actually cook meth in there. It's just a nickname, so don't panic. Sorry, yes, inside there I have some 4-inch chimney piping that I'm going to duct out, and it's going to connect to the top over here. The reason why I've done this sort of setup, because obviously I want to be able to cook on this as well. So this outer galvanized tube over here is really providing a little bit of insulation. You can see I've put perlite down there as well, and again, you know, that's been compacted down. I spent quite a bit of time compacting the perlite down into there. You can have a bit of look-see. And what's happening here, you can see that this top is recessed. We're about 1.5 inches lower than the top over here, and that'll allow me to actually put a pot over here on top of this, and then still have a bit of a gap between, you know, this and the bottom of the pot. The idea there is, obviously, as the heat comes out of here, it also needs to escape. I can't just block this chimney off. So what I also did with the Dremel is, you can see I put these little slits in here, these little holes around the top, and that's going to allow the heat, the excess heat, a way to vent out and escape. Well, that's the idea. You know, we still have to get this working and make sure it works. So there you go. It was pretty basic build, fun to make, didn't take very long. Like I said, I just used the Dremel. So right now we're going to chop some wood and get this little baby fired up. Right on, let's get chopping. what I have in there is got some newspaper in there. I know I'm cheating, I put a little bit of firelighter on this wood, and we will see what we can get going here. Okay. So right now what's burning in there is mainly the newspaper. Hopefully we can get some of this wood burning, get it to take. I can always cheat with a little bit of lighter fluid down there. Not what I want to do. So the other thing, I have the cap off on the other end to get some good oxygen in there. Hopefully help it to start drawing. I'm going to cap it off now. Yeah, as I thought. May have to cheat just a little bit over here. In the meantime, I'll get some, try and get some thinner wood in there. What I might try and do is I think I'll feed it from this end too, because right now looking down the center I can see really want to get some of this fire in the center. This elbow may be a little too far out from the center. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Also right now the temperature out here is it's about 30 degrees. Kind of cold to get a fire started outdoors, and what we really need to do is this needs to heat up enough where the perlite is holding some of the heat and the core gets warm. That's going to help this little setup to draft a lot better. Right now I'm actually seeing very little smoke coming out of the top. Let's see if we can take a look in there. Whoa, okay. That was clever. Oh, we got a little fog. Sorry about that. I'm going to give the little lens a clean. Back in a moment. This is drafting really well now. Hopefully you can see those flames, and they are just being drawn fairly quick into the center there. See that draft taking place there? Just look at that. Wow, that is drafting like a madman. Take a look at the top here. Not seeing much smoke at this point. And this time I'll try not to repeat the same mistake by causing the lens to fog up. Wow. And I can feel that heat. Wow, it is just shooting out here. Man, I don't know if I can get high enough for you to take a peek down there without fogging the lens up. Let's try. Not sure what you guys saw there, but let's try a little sideways sneak here. Oh, I don't want to get the lens right over there. But man, it is drafting so well. My concern is once I put the chimney on here, it's gonna get super rockety. I don't know if that's even a word, but it'll be interesting to see how long, what size wood I can put down there. So far I'm pretty impressed with this. That's a lot of heat coming over there. This distance is probably going to be, I'm probably somehow going to have to get the pots a little higher and more elevated off the top of that. Yeah, it's, wow, yeah, it's pretty hot coming out of there. So I know, so far I'm pretty impressed. I'm liking it. Still ice cold on the outside, no, not surprisingly. We'll give it a little more time. Oh, and it swivels. Wow, how cool is that? Go bobsledding with this stove. Right, well, that is just drafting so well. I'm pretty happy right now, and I think I'm going to just experiment, try some bigger chunks of wood in here, see how that goes down. But man, this is just drafting so well right now, so well. You can probably hear that burn. Yeah. Okay, pretty happy so far. Okay, let's try a few more things with this. I'll get back to you and we'll see what happens next. Okay, so this pretty much has been in here under a minute, about 42 seconds, and you can see that it took a burn pretty quick. It lit pretty fast, so and it's drawing still. So I'm going to stuff a whole bunch of wood down here and get this as hot as possible, because I really want to burn it in before we get it inside. So let's max it out, see what this puppy can do. Yeah, I got it shoved in there. Let's see what happens. So far, pretty impressed with how things are going. The next little experiment is I'm going to throw this little pot on with some snow and see how quick this takes to melt down. I'm going to pack it in here. And see how the little top system of putting a pot on is going to work. Let's do this. Oh, a little too large for this pot. I'll be back. I think this will do the job. Okay, I knew this would eventually come in handy. See how it'll work. Well, this should be exciting to watch. Just kidding. I'm going to pause the camera, start timing, see how long it takes. Not that it's a big deal. I mean, we know this is going to melt. I'm just curious. This is experiment time. It's we're working out in the lab today. Okay, so 10 minutes later, that's what we've got. I'm happy. I'm just going to let that boil up. I'm very content with how this is working out. As you can see, this is a fairly large chunk I threw down here, and it didn't take long and it was burning pretty good. So for now, I'm going to call this one a success, and I need to start doing a couple other things to get ready for the evening. I haven't set up my gear yet. When I got here, I pretty much went full swing in getting this set up and doing a couple other chores, but I need to get things ready for the evening. I'm going to be dragging this. I'm probably going to let it burn out for another hour, at which point I'll drag it into the little shelter there, and we'll spend our first evening with the rocket stove. I guess that'll be another test for it. See how much wood I go through. That's another thing I have to do, is chop up some wood for tonight. And tomorrow, I think I will start playing with setting up the water, the heating system. I have some hoses and some fittings I have to get on here, and it's just a little temporary test kit that I've put together to see if it's even going to work. So anyways, we'll do that tomorrow, and I think I'll just do that as a separate video. Right on. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later.